sometimes like all you want to do is run. Hear me out, hear me out. It's all the things you never show. There are the things I want you to know. Secrets die in your heart to slow. But if you don't want to tell me now, I guess I'll never know. Losing almost all my energy. It's getting hard to talk to you, and I'm the only one who speaks. It's all the things you never show. There are the things I want to know. Secrets die in your heart so slow. But if you don't want to tell me now, I guess I'll never know.
Okay, hey guys, welcome to the live stream. So this is a press conference for Audrii Cunningham. If you guys are following that story, I happened to see Michelle After Dark post that there was a press conference, and yet I was seeing it and I was like, what? And I'm Googling it. I'm going to the Polk County Facebook, and I'm not seeing anything. Anyways, apparently this station here, KHOU, which has been covering out of Texas there, the case, is going to be having it on theirs. So kind of like them too. Like I was going to think that it was going to be on the Facebook page, and maybe it still will. So it should be here. And if all else fails, I'm just going to stream ICML, okay? But that's if it fails. Because we're all kind of going, okay, where is it? They're saying it, they're having it on here, according to their Facebook page, on the 11 plus sign, which is here. So this is where we should see it, okay? And yeah, you guys are welcome. I mean, this case to anyone, anything to do with a missing child, is so tragic, you know, with the minute you see a poster that a child is missing and stuff like that. You know, thank goodness for most missing people. Most of them a lot of times are runaways and stuff like that. But this isn't the case here. This is an 11-year-old girl from the Livingston area, and I've been following the case. We've done a live on it. I've done a lot of shorts, TikToks, shorts as well. Sometimes I don't put them on YouTube. I'll go over to TikTok for some of them as well, just because, you know, TikTok can be a little, or sorry, YouTube can be a little bit with certain things. But anyways, so heartbreaking story. So I, like all of you guys, I guess we're curious what they're going to be said at this press conference. Now, apparently, let me see if I'll stop screen from here for a sec. And I'll just quickly go over to Google Earth. Okay. So right here is where they seem to be searching now. Before it was like, you know, like way over here, this area. But now they seem to be searching over here. So I'm not sure what this update is about, like you guys. Can I just say, the biggest prayers for Audrey, and that best case scenario, she's found alive. With that said, I'm not a person that can hold back my feelings. I speak from my heart. I don't believe she is, sadly. This gentleman is the big piece of, you know, crap, if we ever did see one. You know, like some of these people should just not be walking the earth, and he is one of them. I was actually just doing a TikTok video that I wasn't going to put onto YouTube, with a story that this lady had wrote on a Facebook page about a horrific incident with Don Stephen McDougal. Now, he seems to go by the name Stephen McDougal, not Don so much. Anyways, you guys, let's see here. So about 6 minutes. I'm just going to stop the screen, and I'm going to go back over to this. It's got some cooking things, so we should see it here. when it starts. So let's just say, hi, Steffa. How are you? Love you, Chica. Strictly Chaos. Thank you for joining. Hi, Claire. How are you? 517. Thank you for joining. Outback. And let's see who else we got. Who else we got? Grandma Soras. Um, Tommy Baker. And Angel. And I know that Michelle After Dark is live. Ikmel's live. I'm not sure if True Crime Grizzly's live or not. Anyways, doesn't matter. We're here, and at least it's not one of those things where like there's like 17 people watching right at the moment, and where it's like the stream is like brrr, brrr. Here I can see your guys' comments. So, anyways, like I said, such a tragic event this is, and I mean, when you guys heard that that he was going to set the mother up, yeah, this seems like it was pre-planned, does it not? But when you heard that they found like the backpack and a shoe, like there's this piece of me, and I'm wondering if you guys are wondering the same thing. And I just put that out to Jennifer Coffindaffer too, that of course is following the case, and I believe she said she was on News Nation today. Anyways, there's obviously there's, say, if there's GPS or cell phone activity, of where somebody pings and is around or whatever, or whether it was somebody visual that had reported seeing that vehicle at certain points of whatever. There's part of me that's wondering if she is in that river, or if the stuff was kind of just thrown in the river, but yet she's somewhere else, type of thing, that kind of like, because to sit there and leave some backpack, and shoe, it just kind of makes me wonder a little bit if she's actually in the water or if that was just tossed there. What do you guys think? Mom would not be alive today if she would have met up with him that day. Yeah, right. I mean, most people probably, I'm not sure. There's been a lot of Facebook posts out there in the Facebook groups for Audrey, and I've read a lot of those as well. And yeah, like it does seem like it was like a pre-planned thing, and there's no way he dropped her off on this. So she didn't make it on the school bus. Like I said, there was a call around 1 p.m. to the father, but he didn't even like call back or whatever it was, and like shit, if the school called me and said my son was not there, like hello, I'd be seeing that right away and calling back. But anyways, but it wasn't till later on in the evening. She didn't get off the school bus, so it wasn't till later on in the evening that she was called in missing. Either way, yeah, I mean, we'll call him Stephen. We'll call him Stephen McDougal, okay? Because that's the name he seems to go by. But anyways, big POS. Now let me, I thought that you think that they would be holding it on the Polka Sheriff's Office Facebook here, but I don't see anything about it on there, but I'm going to leave that up. And so, like I said, so.
All right.
It should be right here. I mean, this is what they're saying where it is on their Twitter. So I guess we could just mute it and play. That's what we'll do. Just mute it and play. Okay. Anyways, biggest prayers, like I said, on, of course, the best note that Audrii Cunningham is found. And I guess we're just going to have to see what this press conference says today. Do you guys think it's just an update, basically about where they're searching and stuff like that? Do you guys think that that's what it's about today? I don't know. I'm not feeling like it's like they found her. I feel like that they're still searching there. But I don't know. We'll have to wait and see. Just have to wait and see. So yeah, like I'm not gonna pull up any more thing. It should start anytime. Oh, there we go. Standing by. There we go, guys. There we go. We got this. Let's make this bigger. We'll turn on the volume now. And perfect. Okay. Anyways, anyone that's a parent, any human being out there, honestly, that has a caring heart, this case is just tragic. Why would he hurt a little girl that uh, carries a Hello Kitty bag? You kidding me? Oh, why would anyone hurt a child? That's my thing. Why would anyone hurt a child? And it's not like he's been charged. Like he's the person of interest. Absolutely, like he's the only person of interest in this case. I don't, you know what? I know I hate to say that, but I'm not a person that sits there and tries to, sugarcoat stuff. Uh, I can't sit here and go, you know, like just the whole positivity thing. I get it, but I mean, come on, the guy is a piece of crap, and he has right. He didn't drop her off on the bus, you know. And like I said, like Steffa said too, like this looks like premeditation, like, I don't know, something about the mom in there, right? But does something to the daughter instead. Who who knows? Who knows what the actual reason is here? But it's allegedly. We have to say allegedly, of course, because he's not been charged yet. He will be, not yet. I'm saying that he will be because he's a piece of shit. Because wants to know what's going on. No presser yesterday. Yeah. So anyways, you guys, thank you, of course, for joining on this unexpected live. I'm so glad that we're at least getting a presser today. I was, like I said, just working on a TikTok video. And it's about Stephen McDougal. This lady had put that that her and her husband or whatever were with Stephen McDougal, and that he basically told him to go park at his this friend's house, like this abandoned looking house, whatever. And he had asked her for her phone, and then anyways, she basically gets out of the car because Stephen McDougal starts hitting him over, like her husband, or the father of her children, starts hitting him over the head with a metal pipe. And so that's why he obviously took her phone, because she didn't want her calling the police. So he had put it in the back seat. And so it took her a little, like a little bit to find it, obviously. And so then the father of her children, whatever, starts running away. Can't remember if it's her husband. Let's just say husband for the sake of it. He starts running away, and then Stephen McDougal chases him into a ditch and starts hitting him over the head. And then she's on the phone with the police, and he's telling her to hang up. And then, of course, she's like, no, they already know who you are, where I am, etc. And then he took off running through the woods. I know. I know, our little Hello Kitty, right? Mm. And like when the neighbor was talking, I put out that video, a little short, like when that neighbor's talking, and that she would come, and, she always knew that she would walk by because the dog would bark, right? Because she'd always pet the dog all the time. So she said, like, she didn't come by that day. So, she obviously got a drive because she comes by that neighbor's house every day. Hi, Darren. Hey, troublemaker. Hi, Miracle for the missing. How are you? Oh, this Kate. I know. I honestly, yeah, yeah, yeah. Just pulls at your heartstrings. The sad thing here is that I think they're just going to be giving us an update. That's what I feel about where their search is, and anything else. I don't feel like this is going to be about that they've recovered her. Um, I don't see a good outcome for this case. I'm sorry if other people feel that the other way, but I mean, come on, the child's missing. So unless he plunked her in a shack somewhere and tied her up, you know, um, this individual has, you know, a record. He's a piece of shit, and I don't believe that this little girl is alive myself. Um, and if you do, like I said, that's the best case scenario. We hope and pray that she is, but that's what makes it heartbreaking. Is that probably deep in most people's hearts, they know that there's not a good outcome here, and then you see this precious little child, and they're talking about the Hello Kitty, and stuff like that, and it's just heartbreaking, heartbreaking. Um, I'm not followed this one deeply, just know potential guys in. Well, I mean, it's not that it's that old either. It's one of those things. Was it? I think it was Adam that shared it with me. And when you just gravitate instantly, and it's just like, oh, I'm on this, you know, um, because obviously this missing child, first of all, awareness needs to happen, and thank goodness for social media, the way that things can act so fast. And then I'm not sitting there diving into like the Facebook posts really, and sitting there like some people are trashing the father or the mother. No, this is about a child first and foremost. This is about Audrey Cunningham and finding out where she is. Um, the other stuff, like you can see like there's family, friends posting, this stuff like that about this person. And yeah, leave that drama to the side. You guys can go read it in the Facebook group. I need a snack, but I'm afraid to. Well, look at nobody's there, Stuffa. I think it's safe to move. Just saying. I'm pretty sure you got time to probably go, what, 10 feet to the kitchen? Yeah, I think you're good. I think you're good. Yeah. There's not even anyone in sight right yet. Outback. Very sad. Yeah, she's a precious little girl. Yeah. I'm sorry, guys, but I just cannot. I despise anyone that hurts any children whatsoever. Children are precious gifts. That's it. Bottom line. And it's our duty to raise them as such, And so it breaks my heart when like, even like in the Summer Wells case, and that pie hole of a place that they were living in, in those conditions, and or these parents that have their children living with them on the streets because they don't have a home, like, to me, that's being selfish. If you can't take care of the children, give them to somebody that can take care of them. There's got to be some family member or friends that would, hopefully help out and stuff like that. But it's just tragic when I see any children that are being abused, neglected, underfed, living in a shitty environment. Um, all I need to know is how you'd like him. Oh, well, that roommate should have never had access. No, but I mean, I'm gonna put it this way: the dad knew him for 7 years. Now, I'm gonna say that birds of a feather flock together, is what I'm probably gonna say with regards to that. And so they might he might not have known about those arrests, and different things, but I think this is going to be one of those birds of a feather flock together type of thing. Yeah. Oh, right. Miracle and miracle for the missing, you guys. She has made some beautiful pictures of Abby and Libby in the Idaho 4 art I've used in some of the videos and different things. She has a beautiful, beautiful heart as well. And, I know that most people that come in here have beautiful hearts because we don't allow trolls to ever come in here and at least stay for very long. Um, but miracle for the missing, just like you, just like me, and other people as well that say, watch this. When you take on, because you're a deep empath and you take on somebody else's pain and you feel, okay, I'm going to have to shut up here for a second, but you know what I'm saying. So we got volume. Yeah, volume's on. Volume's on.
Good afternoon.
Hey, good
My
afternoon.
name is Lieutenant Craig Cummings, Texas Department of Public Safety. Today we're here to provide some updates on the search for 11-year-old Audrey Cunningham, who went missing on Thursday of last week. Um, I'm also joined by Polk County Sheriff Byron Lyons and Polk County District Attorney Shelley Sitton. Um, I want to say that investigators are following active leads based on tips and evidence that we have gathered. The videos submitted to investigators by the community have been very helpful. We're looking for and asking the public's help for additional video on FM 3126 that shows the highway. This video would have been on Thursday, February 15th between 6:30 a.m. and 8 a.m. So again, that's video from FM 3126 on Thursday, February 15th between 6:30 a.m. and 8 a.m. that shows the highway. I also want to announce the Polk County Crime Stoppers reward has been increased to $10,000 for information leading to the arrest and prosecution of the person responsible for Audrey's disappearance. We are asking the public, based on the evidence that we have been getting right now, to stay away from Scenic Loop FM 3277 unless you have a need to be there. That is a potential point of interest in this investigation. We've had a lot of people driving down there. Please stay away. Let the investigators do what they are doing and our volunteers that they are doing so that we can bring Audrey home. We also want to say that we're thankful for the Polk County District Attorney's Office for their continued legal advice as they provide that to investigators in this continued search for Audrey. The investigators have given McDougal, who was arrested Friday on an unrelated charge, several opportunities to cooperate, and we remain hopeful that he will begin helping in this case. Now, we also want to address some rumors that have been circulating. McDougal is not required to register as a sex offender. We would refer you to the various counties that prosecuted McDougal for inquiries regarding his criminal history. And we also want to say that McDougal resides in a camper behind the residence where Audrey lives with her father, grandparents, and other family. The family does have a relationship with McDougal. And with that, I want to turn it over to Polk County Sheriff Byron Lyons for some remarks for him before we open it up for questions.
Good afternoon. Since Audrey was reported missing, we have been working with investigators and volunteers, doing everything we can to bring Audrey home. Unfortunately, I've had bronchitis and it has impacted my ability to speak. So that is why I want to say first, thank you to the Department of Public Safety and to the FBI for assisting me with the social media and my media briefings. I also want to take a moment to thank all the investigators and the volunteers and members of the community who are working to bring Audrey home. The outpouring of support from the tips and from the videos and the donations of food and water has just been inspiring. As a community, as a county, as a state and a nation, the search for Audrey has brought out some of the most exceptional people that I have come to know. I have been in contact with the family, and they want everybody to know that they thank you and they appreciate all the prayers and how you've kept Audrey and them in your hearts. And they just ask that you continue to pray for them and Audrey's being able to bring her home. And I'd like to say thank you to everyone who has helped in this case. Any other questions?
Now that you're looking for where McDougal's vehicle was the morning that Audrey disappeared, are you able to confirm that he was the last person seen with her vehicle, that he was then taken to the bus stop?
He was supposed to be taken to the dropping off at the bus stop, and we do feel at this point that he was the last person who seen Audrey.
Did he do that regularly? Did he take her to the bus stop every day? Was that something that he routinely did?
There has been information found that there were some occasions that he did drop her off at the bus stop or even take her to school if she missed the bus.
There's rumors flying about that McDougal has confessed. Would you address that rumor?
McDougal has not confessed. He has been talking with some of the investigators, but at this point in time, he has not confessed.
That scene of interest that you're asking the public to stay away why are you asking the public to stay away?
You know, and that's kind of why one of the reasons that we're asking for the videos. We're trying to piece together a timeline of where he's been and the travel that he took, the roadways that he took. So this area is just one that's in particular that we can say that we know that he was in, and so we're making sure that we do extensive search of those areas. But the problem is that when we have a lot, and I know that people are concerned and people want to help, but a lot of time when we bring too many people into an area, it hinders our efforts in being able to try to find and locate evidence.
Do you guys know if that was Audrey's backpack that was found near the dam?
We feel strongly today that that backpack that was found is a high probability that it's going to be Audrey's.
There's a lot of water around her home.
Sheriff, this I think called the criminal investigation and that foul play to be suspected. Could you expand on that? What crime is being investigated specifically, and could you expand on the foul play suspected?
Okay, yes, we do feel as though we are investigating a criminal investigation, and at this point in time, as we conduct our investigation, we are not leaving out or adding in any just charges. We are investigating the evidence as if any, if we find any, and then we'll let that be determined. You know, once we get all the evidence put together on what charges, if any, will be filed.
McDougal's 07 charge, 08 conviction for enticing a minor with intent to commit a felony out of Audrey County. The case information is publicly accessible over the weekend, and on a holiday is very limited on that. Was that felony intended a sex crime?
And be honest with you, I don't know. I can't answer that right now because it's in another county. The only thing that I've been able to find out that it was not something that they were able to require him to register for as a sex offender.
Have you gone around the water taken McDougal to the dam or the Trinity River since he's been arrested?
There have been some occasions where, on one occasion where we have taken McDougal, that he agreed to work with us and has taken us to certain locations.
She lives around water. Have you kept the water around her house?
I was going to ask about the email that was sent to parents on Friday, letting them know about the disappearance and letting them know and asking them to provide video they were talking about. That email says that they were going to ask parents to look for video starting at 3 a.m. on Thursday. Is there a possibility that Audrey Cunningham could have disappeared sooner, before the 7 a.m., which was the time that she was reported?
No. And see, one of the things in our investigation, when we conduct investigation, we want to make sure that we try to capture a good timeline. So even if we're looking at a projected time, say if it's 7, we still want to go to back up, 3, 4 o'clock in the morning, because we want to know exactly what the individual or suspects may have been doing up until that point. Someone asked about water around the house.
Around the house. So has that area been searched? Okay.
That was the first area on the night that she was reported missing. Volunteers came together with law enforcement. That was the first area the subdivision searched.
Let me make sure I understand properly. So she didn't go missing before 7 a.m. She didn't.
No.
She did go missing
No.
before 7 a.m.
Let me take that.
6:45.
6:45 is when we felt like she went missing.
Do you believe that Audrey is still alive?
I'm hoping and praying that she's still alive. I am not giving up hope that we'll be able to bring Audrey home. So, yes, I am hoping that she yet is still alive. And we're going to work just as hard to make sure that we do everything that we can to try to bring her home.
Sheriff, is there any other person of interest in this case?
Okay, we got a couple questions at a time. Right here.
Is McDougal being cooperative? Is he being investigated? Is he not talking?
When you say is he being cooperative, I think that Mr. McDougal, he is what he's doing on occasions. He will, and I use that word cooperate lightly, but he is somewhat, working and talking with the investigators. But we are very cautious on the information that he's giving.
Are you guys
Sheriff,
able
do
to
you have
count on
any other
GPS?
persons of interest in this case?
I will say this, that there are, at this point, Mr. McDougal is our main person of interest, but we are not ruling out anyone else who may be or involved or may not be involved. We are not just honing in on just this one individual. We're making sure that we're covering all stones.
Do you anticipate charges being filed in connection to this case anytime soon?
I anticipate that if the evidence presents itself that proves that Ms. McDougal has committed an offense or crime, that charges will be filed in him in Polk County. So in speaking with the Rangers, we're just asking them, hey, take us to where in any places that you think or where you may have been. And so he has done that on one occasion.
I think you hinted at the answer to this, but we've had a lot of community members approaching us saying they want to volunteer to help search. Is there a place for them in this search, or do you really need them to step back and let you guys do your job?
Okay, and kind of like I addressed in my opening statement, is that I am so grateful for those who have came out and volunteered, raised their hands to want to participate. And yes, the volunteers have been great and have been very valuable to us. But one of the things that we have to do is that we have to limit and we have to make sure that we don't overdo it. Because remember, we are yet still, while we try to bring Audrey home, we are yet still making sure that if there's evidence or if there's anything that we need to capture or anything that we need to be able to retain, we want to make sure that we don't have so many people that we damage or destroy evidence at the time. So the way we are today, we had the volunteers meeting over at Tigerville's Park. And then as we needed them, we would send an officer over to get those folks and then take them into an area to help search.
To follow up on his question regarding the location where McDougal took you and other authorities, could you share that location and what was there?
At this time right now, we don't want to share locations that he's taken us to, other than to say that there are multiple places of interest that we have gone to and have made searches, and I'm sure before this day is out, we'll be searching other locations.
Because he did not find something, you provide more context on why you take you to those places. What is he saying when he takes you there? Just, oh, this is where we drove, or
And really, when it comes down to it, I wasn't there with those officers, and so I can't answer to exactly what was just said, other than these are just places that he instructed them to go.
Has McDougal made a claim that he dropped her off at the school bus?
No.
was something recovered, Sheriff, from those locations? Is that where the backpack was found or other items were found?
The only thing at this point in time right now that I can speak to for sure is going to be that backpack.
So do you think he's giving you false leads?
You know, and that's the thing, is that we have to just continue to work all the leads that he's presenting to us. Whether or not they're false or not, it depends upon how it works out and how the investigators are able to put those pieces together.
Are you guys able to count with cell phone records, maybe like where he could be?
We are working with every tool made available to us, whether it be cell phone, whether it be video, which has been an awesome tool for us. We are using every tool made available to us to try to piece together a window or a picture of where he may have gone.
I'm sorry, just to clarify, is he acknowledging that she never actually made it to the bus stop?
I'm sorry, repeat that.
Just to clarify, is he acknowledging that she never actually made it to the bus stop?
At this time right now, he has not acknowledged that, whether or not she's made it, whether or not he dropped her off or she made it to the bus stop or not.
Has he admitted to leaving the house with her?
Yes.
Can you clarify that location where you're telling people to stay away from? It's called the scenic route, is the name of it, where it is?
It's off of the scenic loop. It's the well, let me say it is. It's in the scenic loop area there near Tigerville Park. If I say on national television, don't go to this specific location, kind of defeat my purpose. But I am saying that there are officers that's in the area who are instructing people or directing people away from those areas. Please work with those officers if they ask you to turn around or they ask you to go into another location while they would search those areas.
Sheriff, you mentioned that he admits to leaving with Audrii Cunningham, and now we know she's missing. What else do you need to charge him for a crime? Because the child is nowhere to be found.
Well, our thing is, and the district attorneys here, one of the things that we must do is that we must not jump to conclusions. We want to make sure that we take all the evidence that we have collected. Yes, he may have been the last person with her, and yes, she is missing at this time. But we want to make sure that whatever evidence that we collect and that we place on an affidavit today is going to be something that's going to hold up in the court later. It does us no good to prematurely charge him now, and then 3-4 months from now it get tossed out of court because we were moving too fast. So I ask you, please understand as we work carefully through this, because Audrey deserves this. She deserves us taking our time. She deserves us making sure that we do it right. She deserves to have her voice to be heard. And I want to make sure that we do that and we do it the right way.
Sheriff, one of the cell phone techniques is called geo tracking. Are y'all using geo? One of the cell phone techniques is called geo tracking. Are y'all using geo tracking?
I will say this, um, we are using every tool made available to us to be able to work cell phones and videos and video to be able to try to track his movements that morning.
Has any other person of interest come to fruition and have they been eliminated?
There have been other persons that we have certainly have looked at, and at this point in time, we're not ruling anyone out. You know, at this point, we are still, it's an active investigation, and everybody's going to be looked at. Everybody's going to be maintained until we can definitely say for sure either you are or you're not a party to this investigation.
What are the details about the aggravated assault charge that he's currently in jail for? Can you expand on that?
The details, what I can go to in on that was it was an aggravated assault that took place um, uh, August, I believe, and that in that investigation there were some um, during that investigation there was some circumstances that took place that would not allow us to be able to arrest him at that time, and he would not cooperate, would not basically lawyer it up, would not talk with the investigators. But on I think Saturday, Friday night, whichever night he was arrested, he did make the statement to that offense, which at that point in time he was arrested for.
What was the offense? What is he accused of doing in this case?
It was aggravated assault. He assaulted another individual,
Male, female?
male.
We've also heard that he has, obviously a violent criminal history. There's also rumors out there that he has affiliation with the Aryan Brotherhood. Are you able to confirm that?
We have we have heard those same things, and we've been told that there is an affiliation with the Aryan Brotherhood. Those are some things that we will come back after we are able to get Audrey located, and we will tie those things down to prove whether or not he's affiliated or not.
Are you guys doing an extensive search for any evidence in the house, the RV, the home itself?
Those things have been done. Yes, ma'am.
Two more questions.
Have you talked with Audrey's dad or family members?
Yes,
Are they cooperating?
very much so.
Can you expand a little bit more on the relationship between Audrey's family and him? I know you mentioned he lives in an RV on their property, but were they friends prior? Anything like that?
And for this to be our last question, to answer your question is that basically the way it was explained to us is that he was a friend of the family, a friend of the father, and he was allowed to live there in a trailer behind the house, and he was a friend of the families, um, and basically that's why he was there, allowed to live there. I appreciate what everyone has done. I appreciate your helping us get Audrey's story out there. And thank you so much for your diligence in this. And I ask you as you continue to work with us and allow us to tell Audrey's story, allow us to work this investigation properly and understand when it doesn't go or doesn't appear to go the way that you feel it should. Trust us that we're getting it done and we're trying our best to do it the right way. Thank you.
Thank
Appreciate
you
it.
for your service and your officer service.
Thank you.
Of course, I had to start getting a cough. Sorry, guys. I took a drink of water and it went down the wrong way. Okay, so let's go off of there. Now, I'm not sure what he called it. Something CR loop or something like that. Oh, shoot. Just 1 second. I got a cough. Now it's leaving me a tickle in my throat. Okay. So at least that was just kind of giving us an update. I like how he said, we're looking at multiple people, da 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 da. Yeah, but remember in the press conference that they said, well, we only have one person of interest, actually. Remember that? Right. And that, of course, is Stephen McDougal on there. So they answered obviously about the electronic, that they're doing everything. Now, we'll call him a POS. So this POS name, Stephen McDougal, like I said, so yeah, sure, of course, he's taking him to different, places and whatever that he had went to and what, because of course he's going to be innocent. Of course he's innocent, right, guys? Of course. I am a YouTuber. um, thanks, Courtney. But yeah, so like I said, he's going to act like just innocent. I mean, I was just doing the good deed of going to drop her off at the bus. I had nothing to do with it. But here, let me put you on this goose chase, and tell you I was here and I was over here, but I didn't have anything to do with it at all. My criminal record, it's innocent, right? So let's see here. I mean, so like I said, they haven't found her as of yet. Obviously, like I said, they're continuing to search. Like this guy's gonna get busted soon enough, right? Between digital data, GPS data, if he has GPS on his vehicle, between video footage from people, it's just a matter of time. Do you guys think that she's in the water? Yes. You know what? Let's do that. Let's stop screen for a second. And I'm going to, I need my banner. I feel naked. Okay, give me a sec. Oh, there we go. Feel better now. Anxiety. I'm over it now. There we go. So anyways, let me play this clip that I was going to show you guys anyway. Let me just find it. Not that one. This one here should be news captures. Okay. So let me play this for you guys, and you guys will see. We'll stop it at the part in a sec where they show his convictions.
Two new details about the person of interest in the disappearance of 11.
Oh, crumb. This is Fox, isn't it? Fox always does a copyright thing. Well, you know what? I'll play it, and if I need to remove it from the live, I'll remove it.
11-year-old Audrey Cunningham. Tonight, we have new video of
Not
the
a copyright
suspect
strike,
just
but
a
a
day after
copyright
the child
claim.
went missing, and new information
Fox
from
is bad
neighbors
for
about the
that.
last time they saw the girl. Fox 26's Abigail Dye is live in Livingston tonight with what she has found. Abigail.
Here, we'll make it a little bit.
Tom, neighbors say that they saw little Audrey walking to and from school every single day, but they didn't see her Thursday. But her family says that she left around 7 a.m. to walk to the bus stop. So somewhere in that half-a-mile walk is when she disappeared. And we are learning more about this person of interest who has a lengthy criminal history, including crimes against children. This video of Don Stephen McDougal was taken Friday morning off North Washington and Livingston. It appears an officer is questioning him. Authorities took him into custody not long after on an old assault charge. McDougal is a person of interest in the disappearance of 11-year-old Audrey Cunningham. She was reported missing the day before this video was taken, Thursday. Officials say family saw her last at 7 a.m. before she left for the bus stop. It's about a half-mile walk from her home. A neighbor, Denise Colajaco, says she's watched her make it daily, but the last time was Wednesday.
That would have been Valentine's Day. She was walking by. She was giving my dog loving.
Here, I'll make it bigger.
Told her Happy Valentine's Day.
She comes down this street, gives your dog some love on the way to the bus stop every day, but on
She never
Thursday,
leave that on.
She never went by.
And so is it your assumption that she did not walk to the bus stop? She got driven that day?
Yes, because the dog will let her this whenever she is walking by.
Authorities say they suspect foul play, and this McDougal has a very lengthy criminal history dating back to 2001. Records show he's been convicted of multiple.
Okay, so we'll leave that kind of right there, right? So arrest summary, all the way up until. So now it's not saying on here what each of those ones were on this particular thing, but that's all. That's his whole arrest summary. Now, two of them, you guys, are he has two charges on indecency to children. So has two of those. So this is what they were just showing on here. So you guys can come back and look at that, but that it's not actually showing his all the incidents. It's just saying the agency and that. But
crimes, including 2 counts of enticement of a child back in 2008. Documents say he was sentenced to 2 years in prison for each count. A search on Facebook pulls up this account,
right.
which appears to be McDougal's. He's seen in this.
Okay, so just quickly going back to what Miracle for the Missing here. Let's just take off that for 1 second. Going back to what Miracle for the Missing was saying earlier about, do we think he's that intelligent? Okay, the answer is no. When somebody has a criminal record that long, it's because they're actually not intelligent, and so it's just a matter of time. I mean, that right there is just a whole mess of a person. This guy, just honestly, we'll just call him, like I said, a POS. Okay, so in a sense, there's those two kinds of people. There's your, law-abiding, good citizens, et cetera, that have the regular intelligence. But most of us, a lot of us, don't have his lifestyle, street intelligence. So you know that this guy is full of crap, first of all. And again, he's not going to claim like he's innocent, had nothing to do with it. Of course not, because he probably thought he committed the perfect crime, because allegedly, okay, allegedly. So again, someone like myself and like most of you, we don't think like someone like him. He thinks he's smart, but I mean, his arrest record show he's not that smart now, is he? But you know what I mean. But from like the street more perspective type of thing, he lives a whole different lifestyle than most of us do. So except for Mr. Electric, he already said that he had spent time in the thing with Bundy. But anyways, so he thinks he's smart. And when it comes to that type of world, obviously he would be a lot smarter than me, if you, for the sense of knowing stuff. But as for probably what he's trying to portray to the police, dude, they have your number. Like, seriously, they know that you're full of it, that you had everything to do with her disappearance. And, basically, I really can't see him confessing. Do you guys? I really don't see him confessing. Like, I don't. He might confess maybe once they've actually found Audrey. Now, this is assuming that Audrey, of course, isn't alive. Now, you could tell when the guy was talking in the press conference, this to me is more of a recovery thing that they're trying to do. I know in the back of our hearts, we want to be hopeful that this child will be brought back home and handed back over. Well, I don't know, handed back over. Okay. But, given back to the parents, whatever, to the family, let's just say. And, that would be on the most hopeful side. But nothing's looking good here at all. They're searching the river. They found a backpack, found a shoe, etc., etc. Oh, hey, Eric. How are you? So, like I said, it's just a matter of time. This guy's not going to confess unless they literally come back with clear evidence, and a body type of thing. He's gonna stick to his story. Right. Well, the thing is that right, he might slip up because he thinks he's smart. That's the difference. He thinks he's smart. Thing is, he's not smart whatsoever. Like I said, when you got a history of getting charged for all those things, that's because you're a dumbass, and got caught. But yeah, I mean, like I said, I don't see him confessing. Will his story change in different things? Of course, they always seem to do when somebody knows that they're guilty of doing something. Anyway, let me play this out.
Photo with a swastika tattoo on his shoulder. Officials haven't confirmed his connection to Audrey, but Colajako says she's seen him at the home.
I went by there one day and he was there. It was a hi and bye conversation, so I don't. No.
Authorities found Audrey's backpack near Trinity River near the dam and have been searching the area since.
We love you and we want you home, Audrey. I'm sorry, baby girl.
Now, authorities have
okay.
seized McDougal's vehicle that they were once looking for. McDougal is still in custody tonight, but he hasn't been charged.
Right, he hasn't been charged. Remember, yet. He hasn't been charged yet. It's just a matter of time, dude. Matter of time. But, you know, out of all of this, regardless, you know, okay, like I said, I'm not a person that can hide my emotions or whatever. I don't believe that Audrii Cunningham is alive still. I want her to be, you know. And the bottom line is it doesn't matter, mom, dad, this Stephen McDougal character. The sad part, the biggest horrific part of this will be that a little girl's life, allegedly, for now, will have been taken by a piece of shit. Someone that had a life. Someone, you know, children, like I said, they're so innocent. And it just, yeah, okay, my curse language wants to amplify whenever I talk about pieces of crap like this, because it enrages me so badly that people will do harm to children or just anyone in general, really. But, you know, mess with the child, that's like messing with the cats, you know. It's like, you know, that movie, don't mess with children. Thanks, Sharon. But anyway, I want to show you another video that had come out. I haven't actually watched it myself, but it was a new updated one by News Nation, and it was pretty new prior to this press conference. So let me just find that one. History. Okay, that was. Gotta find it. Oh, okay. This is one. It should be with Jennifer Coffindaffer on it.
Right now, a desperate search.
Okay, let me just, yeah, we'll bring that up, make it bigger. And we'll watch this for a minute, guys.
Is underway to find a missing 11-year-old Texas girl. Audrii Cunningham was last seen Thursday morning near her home northeast of Houston. Officials say she did not board the bus that day. She never made it to school. Now, Audrey was wearing mostly black clothing and carrying a Hello Kitty-style backpack. Police do say they found a child's backpack near a dam. An Amber Alert has been issued, and her parents right now are pleading for her safe return. Police have identified a 42-year-old man as a person of interest. He was arrested, but it was on an unrelated charge. They do believe his 2003 Chevrolet Suburban is involved in Audrey's disappearance. I'd like to bring in now Jennifer Coffindaffer, News Nation Law and Justice contributor, also a former FBI special agent. Jennifer, great to see you. I hate that it's under circumstances like this. This little girl is missing. How is the search conducted in a situation like this?
Well, good morning, Nicole. This situation is really quite tragic, but fortunately, there are some breadcrumbs in terms of the trail left behind as to how this all happened. Right now, they are searching with canines, with drones, increased manpower, using every viable asset they have to find her. And fortunately, social media has a whole list of clues as to the last person who saw her, which seems to be Mr. McDougal. And sadly, you know, he was living on the property and has an extensive criminal history involving enticement and endangerment of children.
And how important is it going to be to talk to this 42-year-old man who's currently in custody?
Well, it's crucial, and I believe they are speaking with him and trying to determine the details as to what happened. It's also going to be quite crucial that they find her. Law enforcement in this situation, their hearts are hoping that they find her alive, but I think that their experience and brain are, you know, concerned she is not.
Absolutely. So I want to talk more about this 42-year-old. So investigators are saying he is a, quote, person of interest, but he was arrested on an unrelated charge. What does that tell you?
Well, it tells me that law enforcement is being very proactive here. There was a charge that they could charge him with, and they did. And that way he is in custody, why they continue to search and why they conduct their investigation. But certainly from everything that we have seen on his social media, all roads seem to lead to him at this point, and that's why he is their main subject.
You know, and Jennifer, I want to talk about the fact that, so investigators have said that there is this small backpack that likely belonged to a child located near a dam. Do you think there's a reason authorities are being so vague versus saying whether or not that backpack is a Hello Kitty backpack, which is what we know she disappeared carrying?
Well, I've certainly seen different footage and reports regarding that backpack. By all accounts that I've most recently seen, law enforcement has said that it is her backpack. That's as recent as early this morning. So unfortunately, I think that while that is a very good clue as to her whereabouts, it's also a very concerning clue.
Absolutely. So there's this backpack now that seems to have belonged to Audrey. We know she disappeared Thursday morning. It is now Monday. How critical is the element of time right now?
Oh, it's so critical because if truly she was left in
How
this
critical
wooded
is the
area, this
time?
dam area, whether with us or deceased, God forbid, it's very crucial that they find
Yes,
her,
Miracle.
obviously, to recover her. From an evidence standpoint,
I'll
it
put
is
the
just
Facebook link
crucial
to
if they are
that.
going to hold accountable the
Let-
individual that is
let me just find
responsible
it.
for taking her.
Absolutely. We certainly hope that little Audrey is found safe. Jennifer Koffendorfer, thank you as always.
Thank you.
Thank you for watching. Go to newsnationnow.com to find News Nation on your television provider. And don't forget to click the red subscribe button below.
Whole list of
We'll leave it there for a second. I'll drop that Facebook group in here if anyone wants to go read that stuff. I just had it. It's in here. Copy. Okay. So bottom line is, Stephen McDougal, just fess up. You know you did it. You're playing the cat and a mouse game with the police acting like you're innocent. And by far, you are not innocent. In fact, you will have everything to do with this girl's unaliving homicide of this child. You know that's exactly what's going to be found out. Okay, there is no other person of interest. It's that dude. The only other thing that they're wanting to know is where he was, any camera footage, all that stuff. Like I said, because he lived on the property, for him to have fingerprints, on the backpack or different stuff like that. Now, my question to you guys is, do you feel like those items were placed there? I mean, it seems like he was almost trying to, like I said, does kind of seem like he was trying to set up the mom in some way, but do you think that, like, as dumb as he is, I mean, still, even the dumbest person can do a few things, but do you think that those items were like thrown in the river, like the backpack or the shoe that they found as well? Do you think that those were placed there, but really it occurred and she is somewhere else? Or do you guys think that she literally is in that river there? I don't believe she's alive. Hopes upon hope. Like it's so hard looking at this picture of this girl to know that POS, will have had something to do, of course, with her death. Absolutely. Because I know that they haven't said death, and that's just all allegedly and all that crap right now. But we all know that it's going to come back, that she's going to be found probably unalive, and that he had 100,000% everything to do with it. And like, seriously, he's just like, oh yeah, no, innocent, dropped her off, went about my day. Here, let me just take you over here, please. Well, yeah, let me take you over here as well. Yeah, this is what I was doing. Just fess up, dude, seriously. Probably caught in the dam somewhere. Almost looks prearranged from those. Right. It does seem prearranged. It's like, yeah, he was trying to plan something, and probably the mom is, to be honest with you, probably lucky to be alive herself. Anyways, he's a creep. He's a POS. And bottom line is, at the end of the day, Audrey needs to be found wherever this poor child is. Remember, February 15th, the day after Valentine's Day, she never got on a school bus, never made it to school. Amber Alert issued on the 15th. Police, 42-year-old man, which is Don Stephen McDougal, but he goes by the name Stephen. And then, yeah, so really it's just a matter of piecing everything together, and hopefully finding where Audrey is. I'd like to know where Cell was pinging. Well, that's just it, right? I mean, we'd like to know. They know, right? They'll know the answer to that. And then it's just a matter of at which of those locations would say he have done something to Audrey, right? So, like I said, she might be found in the river, but maybe at a different point than where that backpack was found, But of course, he's innocent. He's trying to help the investigators out the best that he can, But they're not, like, They're not buying his crap. Nobody's buying his crap. You know, he has a history to prove it. He was the last person to see Audrey. And like I said, but after that, I have no idea what happened to her. Awful people are so vile. Yeah. Yes, he was going to make it look like the mom abducted her and then disappeared. That's very likely. That's very likely. So I don't know. Does it become about a predator, or does it become because of some revenge motive or something towards the mother, you know, or the father or something? Well, you know what I mean. I'm kind of wondering if it's about because he's a sick, twisted individual, regardless, or is it a motivation towards something else why he was doing this, you know, or is he just evil and wanted to harm a child, allegedly? I hate saying allegedly, especially when you're heart of hearts, you know, you're like, dude, you are so guilty, you know. I don't like to sugarcoat things, you know. I mean, this is my opinion, my thoughts, and you guys can have your opinions and your thoughts and put those in chat and stuff like that. I just, again, it's heartbreaking. It's hard just to sit here and stare at this picture, you know, knowing that some vile, evil piece of crap literally has done something to this child. You know, here she is just innocently, you know, going about her life, playing whatever. Um, I know someone put in the Facebook group. I will say this. I know someone put in the Facebook group about, you know, I think that the father's name that they call him Lucky, I think am I correct on that? Because I noticed he was referred to as like Lucky, and it's kind of like you didn't raise her, you did. Aaron raised her. um, and so I'm not going to get into the drama of that. You guys can go read that in the Facebook page that I just lost, and there you can find all those messages, you know, and think for yourself. But first and foremost, this will be about Audrii Cunningham, and you know, bringing awareness to her case. And you guys, okay, I'm not going to lie though, I'm a little disappointed in you YouTubers on this one, because TikTok, I made that little candle visual. You know, you guys know how I like to do nice thing, tribute videos and stuff like that. Okay, if it had something Audrii Cunningham, but a new update, you guys click on all that stuff. But click on a candle visual. She had a candle visual, the family did, for Audrey. You know, just something sweet and nice. Simply asked you guys to like and share. You know, there's some people that did, others can't be asked to do it whatsoever. It really saddens me that gets like 62 views versus the 1,000 of views on the other shorts. So I'm TikTok. Thank you, TikTok people, because you know, there it has almost probably close to 2,000 views. And it was just a simple little video of a candle in support of Audrey, you know. So it always tells me, I'm sorry guys, but it does. It tells me what this world is like when someone can't be asked to click on a visual candle for Audrey, but they can click on anything to do with an update, or it has to have a title of this. It's very saddening. Just like the tribute videos. Okay, I understand that some people don't understand, but this is simply was a candle, you know, to share your support and love for Audrey. So if you haven't done that, can you guys go back over there, put a little comment, put a little candle in honor of Audrii Cunningham? You know, so I'm just speaking my mind there because it just does. I said to my husband this morning, this is pathetic. 62 views on a candle visual, and the other videos have thousands. Do you know? But thank you. Well, I'm not, no, but it's on, I put it up on here as well on YouTube. It was just heartbreaking when I see that, right? Like, I just do it for the sake of myself, but, you know, thinking about other people that just might want to sit there and share a candle visual because, again, she had a visual yesterday. It's just that like I've said this before, people would rather share a meme than a missing poster of a child that's missing. And that's just the sad truth of it. You know, there's no sugarcoating that. It's the sad truth. I've literally done things purposely to see what the engagement is. And, you know, you ask people to like and share, like I go to my Facebook, heck, if one person will share something like that, but share a meme I put up. Yeah, share. Yeah, this is funny. Ha ha ha. Wish all kids, I know, same. Wish all kids could have a wonderful life. They're gifts. They're precious gifts. And I get very angry and upset at this. I have my own child. He's 27. His name is Matthew. He is an ungrateful child, for the love and care that I gave that child. And then he turned on me, and gave the person, which is his dad. Okay, fine, fair enough. But his dad, I always had to and I say protect Matthew because Matthew's dad, well, it's like if Matthew did something and hit his dad in the leg, his dad would literally turn around and whack him back in the leg. And he goes, well, he did it to me. And I'm like, well, he's 5. At the time you're 30 something, like 36 or whatever, and it's kind of like, so the person that gave my child all the love, he's not appreciative of all this. Because he's too busy telling me what a POS mom I am, blah, 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 blah. And he still lives with his dad and stuff like that, and all I keep thinking is there's so many kids out there, son, that would only love to have me as a parent because I love children. I would never harm my child, never did. Because I believe that children have voices, that they should be loved and cared about and be brought up to be a decent human individual. Sadly, the ex was the opposite of me. I mean, I sat my kid down and it was like, here's Barney, and my son, I would always just say, love you, Matt, just to make sure, that was just my way of saying love you, like if he was in a house somewhere, I would always just go, love you, Matt, just to make sure I heard his voice and he was fine. And then my son, he started doing that as well. He'd go, hey, Mom, love you. And he would do the same thing, too bad. He took all his dad's bad habits now, but whatever. Ungrateful child. Yes, you are, my son. But you know what? Still love you to pieces. You're my child. And if you want to treat your mom like she's the biggest POS in the world, well, you're going to have all those regrets come the day that I ever die or something like that. And then you're going to have to live with what you did and how you treated me and, that type of thing. And I always try to tell him, look, you don't want to have those type of regrets, but you know what? Ungrateful child, my son. There's so many kids out here that I just want to adopt them, hug them, hold them, tell them that they are loved and cared about. And that's why I get so angry, because children are not abuse vehicles. They're children that are to be brought up in life by your parent or parents in the most loving world possible that you can give them. Feed them, clothe them, tell them how much you love them, care about them, and do what's best for them. I mean, who wouldn't want that? So it just hurts my heart to no end that so many children are from neglected, abusive, whatever homes. I'm here to tell you, Daddy knew what's up. There's no way with those tats that Daddy. Well, exactly. Meaning, that's kind of what I said before. I think, feathers flock together. What does that say? Why can't I think of it all of a sudden? POSs kind of flock together. The dad and him were friends for 7 years. So I'm sure the dad knew a lot of his charges. He birds of a feather. Why couldn't I think of that? Birds of a feather flock together. But I don't want to speak. I don't really want to speak ill will about family drama and stuff like that, because it really, I mean, that's for the family stuff and whatever. This is about Audrii Cunningham, whether or not she had the best life growing up or not. This is just about bringing awareness to this case and finding this poor child. And sadly, I think it's a recovery operation in this case. I hope I'm wrong. I don't think I am, but I think most people are feeling that way. Even when the sheriff was speaking, he just kept saying, we're hopeful, right? And that it's kind of one of those things that it's like it has to be said, because everyone still, no matter what, she's not found. So there has to be some hope, right? That vague hope that she is still alive. But I think that a good 99.9% of us know that that's not the case, or will come to learn that that's not the case. And I appreciate yours too, Miracle, for missing, like I said, some like myself, like I said, I'm a deep empath. So it hurts my heart even deeper than a lot of people's when you're a deep empath, because you just feel the pain of what the family must be going through. But first and foremost, the pain of what this child might have had to face or endure. as allegedly, say, Stephen McDougal had done something to her. And it's kind of like Abby and Libby, right? In that moment that the BG is making them go down the hill, like how scared these poor girls are, and those feelings that run through your body when you think and imagine what those poor girls must have gone through. Well, it happens all the time, and that's why it's hard, because I'm not one of these people that sit in a box of structure. I speak from my heart, and I love that I care deeply about important things, and some people aren't that way, and some people care about things, but they don't necessarily speak from their heart and stuff like that, or they're not maybe an empath in a sense. I am, so it gets my goat, when I even talk about these type of individuals, and then you see this beautiful child before you. Somewhere where I was listening, it said that the first man the father had living there could not fathom that. It was said that this is the first man the father had living there. Well, okay. And the guy might be like me, not the father, because I can't tell you about his whole life or lifestyle. But this guy, Stephen McDougal, okay, he is a certified POS, okay, piece of shit. And it's just one of those things like, so let's just say the father, that lived that lifestyle of some crime and whatever as well. But no one expects that a person is going to harm their child. They've been friends for 7 years, even if they're both POSs together. But no one thinks that they're going to do that to a child. No one thinks that Adam Montgomery, in that case, like who would do that to a child? These sick, twisted individuals would, But in this case, it's like, I'm sure, like, even like no one, it's only after the fact of it's like, what people are saying, like, well, why would he let him go with her and da-da-da? Well, pretty sure he kind of leads that same type of lifestyle in a sense, like meaning, no, I'm sure if we looked up the phone, I'm sure there's a little list going on there as well. But anyways, not about them. It's about Audrey today. And we're going to be doing a live tonight, you guys, on this case. So I'll probably, I guess, I'll stay a couple more minutes because we're going to be doing on a live on it. I don't really want to show much more than I've already shown already. What for? That means I don't got to do a live on it tonight then? And this is the live then? But no, because Adam, of course, Aspen Connor will be on tonight as well. I asked Jennifer if she wanted to join, but she didn't look at my Twitter message in the little mailbox. Maybe I should just splash it on her Facebook or on her actual Twitter. Jennifer, come on here. Anyways, you guys, 8 Central Mountain, whatever. 7 o'clock PST. We have like 6 time zones here, but anyways, so 7 Pacific, 10 Eastern, 8 Mountain. I think Central is 2 hours. Yeah, no, don't make me overuse this brain here, okay? Yeah, I didn't even know we had 6 different time zones in Canada. Like, I'm always just kind of like thinking, I know that there's a mountain, but I'm always just thinking Pacific, Central, and Eastern time in my head. I don't think so. I don't think that they found her. They wouldn't have done this press conference if they found her. They would have literally told us that they found her. I posted a new cavern dive myself. Austin dive. Posted on what? And by the way, I just can't get into no Discord thing. Totally even forgot about Discord, by the way. I'm not a Discord user. I don't care to be a Discord user. Totally even forgot that you were on that, to be honest with you. It's kind of like the days when I'm doing stuff. It's like next thing I know, a few days go by And then I'm like, oh, wait a second. But I literally don't use Discord. I tried free Darren, but I just can't. I'm a messenger person through and through. Messenger, TikTok, or Twitter on X or whatever. Where can we see your dive? Yeah, like I'm not sure where you say you posted it. Anyways, besides that, thank you guys for joining. And again, I know you guys are watching this case, obviously. And again, just go put a candle or something on that candle vigil video. Tell me that you guys, I'm not just speaking to you guys, I'm talking about everyone. Just leave anyone that watches this live. Just go put a nice little candle for prayers for Audrey. That's simple. It was a simple video. It was just a candle burning with Audrey's face, because they had the vigil yesterday, just to honor Audrey, love, prayers, and hope, on that one. But sorry, I got a frog in my throat. Let me just get it out. Yeah. Mr. Electric, where can people see the dive that you're speaking about? They call it mellow yellow. I said to my husband this morning when I woke up, I say, aren't you so glad that you have a wife that always wakes up happy and smiling all the time? He's just like, get on my lips, B. So did my son. But turned on my husband. So did my son, but turned on my husband and me from his bio mom, who was not there for him because, right, it's hard. It's hard. It's definitely hard on the heart. I have a big missing hole with that. Sunny Donna Serafina did a reading an hour ago. Want to see what she has to say. Okay. I'll check it out. Don't forget, you guys as well. Psychic Sleuth joined me the other night on that live of Audrey. So if you guys don't know who Psychic Sleuth is, just type it into the Google or into YouTube, the Psychic Sleuth, and go over there and check that out. Check out the live. So that was really great. It was so funny. This is what I'm talking about, because I was literally going to do the live, and then I was like, and then I seen Psychic Sleuth's video pop up that she did a read on Audrey. And so I thought to myself, you know what, I'll quickly message Rochelle and see if she wants to join me on the live, because I just literally seen her put out a video. But then I opted not to, because I don't like really bugging people, I don't. I'll ask some people like, hey, do you want to join the live? Some people that have the higher subs, they act like you don't exist, to be honest with you. And that's the truth. I'll never be that way, by the way. I'll never become so snotty that I'll be like, oh, sorry, I got too many subs for your little channel down there. But anyways, I love how they just absolutely ignore the fact of that they didn't see a message or whatever and stuff like that. But anyways, I can't remember what my point was on that point, but whatever. But anyways, so Psychic Sleuth, she came into chat, and I was just like, hey, you want to come on? And she did. But it was so funny because as soon as I seen her, I was just like, okay, you want to come on? So anyways, if you haven't watched that live, check that live out as well. Yeah. Sadly, life is hindsight, right? Sadly, life is hindsight. Some children, when they get older, they don't appreciate what they have until you're gone. Absolutely. And yeah, and they displace. Okay. Like, my thing is this. Okay. Now I'm just speaking from a mother here. When my son displaces his anger, like, on me and stuff like that, I know that, I don't know. It's like he just twists it always back to where, hold on. I had a point. My point got lost as soon as I opened my mouth again. I'm not gonna lie, I am lacking sleep here, but it's like he always like constantly displaces his anger on me. And I mean, like I said, I mean, one day it's going to come bite him in the butt for, how he treated me. But the thing is that he will treat a friend, right? So my thing is this. So what did I do so wrong, Matthew? What did I do so wrong? I loved you too much. I gave you too much attention. Even on, sorry, I don't care. Even on my ex-husband's best day of being a father, would be my shittiest day of being a mother. And, so my son holds it in his head for some reason, that I abandoned him. Now, of course, he would have to actually talk to me to explain this abandonment issues, because I've never abandoned my son, but he might feel that way. But it's funny how that they'll treat strangers, friends, better than they treat their own parent, because they're too busy being judgmental and displacing their anger in the wrong place. And that's exactly what my child has done, and it in your head as the parent, you're just like, like for me with Matthew, it's like, okay, well, maybe one day when he gets older, he'll understand, grow a brain and realize that, oh, maybe I know I do feel like my son knows how bad he's treated me. But he's not going to admit to that. Not yet, because he's too busy slamming me. Why is he slamming me? Because his dad keeps telling him, what a POS I am and this and that. It's like a mind warp. It's like you sit there going, oh, you're the idiot that actually believes that. Oh, right, because you portrayed like you were this nice guy, didn't you, ex-husband? But I know the truth. Some people are so stupid they couldn't see the truth if it hit them in the face, especially the parents of these people. I mean, because their son or whatever is always the good one. They're not that bad. Shut the front door, okay? Your son became the biggest POS, angry about everything. The way he put Matthew in the middle of our stuff, like meaning, like I said, he literally, and I've said this before, hey, Matthew, your mom's drinking after Christmas. And I barely drink, guys, okay? Like, I have drinks here and there. I'm lucky if I have a drink in like 3 months. Maybe before, I was lucky if I had, well, same thing, probably 3 drinks in a month. Like, that would be, like, I usually don't even have a drink. Like, God, I'm just trying to think. Like, every once in a while, I'll have one drink. Maybe once a month, maybe not, maybe twice, every 2 months, I mean. But anyway, so Christmas time, whenever it came around Christmas time, I would like to have my Captain Morgan's or type of thing, my Captain Morgan's and my rum and Coke there. And especially if you had a sore throat, it sure helped that. But anyways, around Christmas time, you get the good feeling vibes and whatever. So that's when I would have a little bit more drinking time, was during Christmas, but he would be like, Matthew, your mom's drinking after Christmas. Do you think she's becoming an alcoholic, son? And he'd sit there. Or Matthew, this is what my son thinks. He literally thinks that I ignored him for a guy on the computer. That's what he thinks. Now, in saying that, true and not true? Not really. I was gaming, just like my son did, just like my ex-husband did, and then realizing that my son, I could barely go into his room without him telling me, get out, what are you doing in my room for? Get out, get out, get out. Was I gaming online and playing with friends? Was there a person in particular that had really messed up issues that I hung out with? Yeah. I'm always very honest about that stuff. But his dad made him believe, this is the joke of it, right? This is how it went. Matthew would be in his room on his computer. He'd come out to the kitchen because it's on the second floor. One of those tri-level places you walk in the house and it's the living room down there, and then you go up about 10 stairs and then it's the kitchen. Well, that's how that house was in Whitecourt, where my son still lives. So anyways, he'd look over the balcony and he'd go, hey, Dad, do you want to play with me? Do you want to play poker with me? Do you want to play games with me? Do you want to whatever? No, Matt, go bug your mom. Go bug your mom. Shoo. And he would be gaming, right, on this game that's called RuneScape. And then Matthew would come around into the kitchen to see me. Hey, mom. Mom. Mom, I need you to get off the computer right now, Mom. I'd be like, Matt, just hold on. Let me finish doing what I'm doing, and then I'll get off. Like, this is not his life or death, right? So he would demand. But what happened was the ex-husband raced upstairs and was like, Matt, is your mom ignoring you for a guy on the computer? Is your mom not caring about your needs, Matt? Is that what your mom's doing, you poor innocent child? Let me just put my arm around you. Look at what your mother is doing. She's just ignoring you for a man on the internet, Matt. Right? Joke. So of course I look at Matt and go, you're not stupid enough to fall for this stuff, right? Right? Thinking that he had a brain on his. Did I confuse you? What did I confuse you with? What did I confuse you with? I'm not sure. But anyways, yeah. So just total gaslighting. Like he was not the father of the year. I'm the one that held my child when he's crying because he thinks his dad doesn't love him enough, doesn't want to play with him. When Matthew was young, my ex-husband, whose name is Steve as well, had said, well, like he didn't really want to like take care of him so much. Like, it's not that he didn't love his child, but meaning it's kind of like he distinctly said this: he's useless. Let him get back to me when he's ready to hunt, which was about 13 years old, 12, 13. Then all of a sudden, Matthew, right? Because he wants that love from his dad now. It's like his dad's there, but his dad's not giving him that emotional warmth and love, because he grew up in Norris Arm, North, one road, right? Very few children, one road. So, I understood that he didn't really understand children, but that doesn't still make you that you need to be a shitty father. Usually, considering his own dad died when he was 8 months old, you would think he would be the father of the year. But, but no, I don't want to say he was this horrible person. He turned into a horrible person. To ever put upon that type of hatred towards a parent to another one, is just wrong. It's disgusting, despicable. You don't put a child in those type of situations. But that didn't stop him, right? Any chance my husband in front of Matthew could tell me how selfish I was about, just everything being the biggest POS. I didn't care about Matthew. It was ridiculous, guys. I'd be on the phone with Matt in the background. He's standing right behind Matt going, that's because you're an F and B. That's because you're a B. And I'd just be like, are you serious? Hi, husband. I hear you. Anyway, so that's basically how it was. And so, to me, it's like that's just the most despicable thing like to do to children, let alone take somebody's life. Husband, did you need anything?
Nope.
Okay, love you. Hey, I said I love you. Get back here. He's gonna say, I already said it. I like how he says it. He always says it. I already said it 3 times. Okay. Anyways, but I mean, I have a husband, wonderful husband now, but he never wanted children. And my husband, like I said, is 21 years younger than me and from England. And which I love the accent, not gonna lie. Okay. But anyways, but he didn't want children. And I said, are you sure? Because, because he likes children, but he doesn't want any himself. He cannot stand going out somewhere and there's children screaming around playing. I can. Doesn't bug me whatsoever. But does he treat children really nice? Absolutely. Does he want any of his own? Absolutely not. That's the only reason why we're together, right? Because obviously I was to the point that, I was in my late 40s. I'm not about to have another child. Even if, well, maybe it might have been different if he actually wanted, but that was the point. I never planned on just having one child, but that's just the way it went. And it's just because I kind of had a bad pregnancy in a lot of ways. And yeah, it's just the way it worked out. But anyways, so I get really feisty and angry and upset when people do things to children that cause them to have issues, need therapy and different stuff like that. So kind of back to the story there. So my son always says, well, you abandoned me. How did I abandon you? Because your dad said I abandoned you, And he's like, I was there too. I lived there. Yeah, your memory, son, and I can tell you right now, because my head is a lot smarter than yours, knows that most of your memory is what your dad has said to you. Not that it was true, but it's kind of like when you point something out to somebody, like, hey, see that piece of grass over there? It's a lot greener than the other ones. And then you notice it, type of thing, sticks in the brain. So it's like planting seeds. What he keeps telling me is seeds that are planted. Matt, like I said, your head or what you're thinking is not accurate, but he won't give me the time of day. Let's see. Last time he messaged me was at Christmas time and his birthday, which are around the same time, for money. He didn't get shit all for Christmas and he didn't get shit all for his birthday because he did not deserve it. Why would I give my abusive child to me that swears at me all the time, usually, and makes me feel like I'm like a compost of, manure? Why would I reward that? I used to for a long time, but then I stopped. So, have I seen a message from him since his birthday, January 4th, which my last message was, what did you do for your birthday? No, can't say I have, but I'm to the point now where it hurts the heart so badly, but I can't do things for him. He has to be the one. So hey, I'm not about to take his abuse anymore. I don't deserve it. It's sickening and saddening, the way he's treated me. I know a lot of it has to do with his father, and he's a disgusting POS as well, for doing that to any child. I don't hate most people. There's a few people that I actually hate, 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 hate. Um, and yeah, just a couple, but I was never angry at him in a sense. It was like, hey, you know what? Show's over, 17 years. Okay, have fun with your angry ass self, type of thing. But we could still be friends and whatever. He couldn't do it. He just couldn't do it. He just had to keep on telling me what a POS I was, etc., etc., etc. But it got to the point though where in that relationship that even he started doing things, putting his hands on me, not like the first relationship that I was in. That one was excessively abusive, but that was the 11-year one, the first one I was ever in. But when all of a sudden, like he'd grab me by my neck and like try to put my face out. It's because I took my rings off, right? My married rings, and I was like right in the garbage can. So he raced over, grabbed me behind my head, and tried to push my face into the garbage, type of thing. And but he started doing things like that when he never had put a hand on me ever, But that's how angry he was getting, and that's when I realized you know what, though I'm in Whitecourt, Alberta, and I have no family there whatsoever, I need to move out because he can't handle even looking at me at this point. Obviously, I would just bring rage into him. It's his own anger issues, don't get me wrong. But I became the reason. Like everything was like, well, you did to me, and I didn't make you do nothing. You got your own anger up. But anyways, it was not healthy for Matthew. Well, that's when I realized how unhealthy it was for Matthew for me to remain there, because I was just thinking I was doing a good thing. That, you know what, hey, look, I can live in the same space with you, type of thing. Matthew knows in a sense. Well, he let him know what was going on, so it didn't really matter. So, but the thing is that if I had to go back and change it, I would, because there was a lot of what I would say to a child would be yelling going on. So if I said good morning to Steve, my ex-husband, he'd go, get the F out of my face. Right. So you're kind of sometimes not thinking that the child is hearing that stuff. You don't really think that it's causing damage. But when I think back to being a child and when my mom and my own dad would get into arguments, I would be so scared. And I would literally take my little blanket, and I was like 3 years old, 2 years old, take my little blanket and I'd take it out into the hallway because I was afraid that my real dad was going to do something to my mom and hurt her. So I would do that. So when you look at it from the child's point of view, parents arguing are not healthy because, again, it brings anxiety up in children and stuff like that. Because as adults, we go, that was nothing. That was just an argument. No big deal. But to a child, it's a whole different outlook on things until they get to the adult level. I still believe they found her in their. Oh, I don't think so. I honestly don't think so, Darren. Where did hubby go? Like my husband, you talking about Steve now? I was so shocked when I found out that your husband, I misheard and thought you said your husband is 20. No, no. My husband is 21 years younger than me. I'm 54. He's 33. He'll be 34 this year. Don't worry. About what, 20 days before my birthday? Not even. Maybe about 2 weeks. Because his birthday is June 22nd. And he's a Cancer as well. And I'm July 3rd. And I'm 54. I'll be 55 coming up. Shit, can't believe that. I don't feel it. Okay, my body says, okay, you know what? I'm feeling it. Inside, I'm like, what? There's no way. Time goes by so fast. Google Earth has a street view image at 140 Lakeview Drive Estates. There is a well or a hole in the ground with the lid off. Is near the house she resided in. Oh, looks a little sus. In the hole near the house. So well, they probably looked at that, I would think. I have oily skin. I know I don't. You know, people nowadays in general, I don't want to talk about myself, but people themselves in general look a lot younger than what, like my grandma always looked old to me. Even when I look back at pictures, it's funny how wrinkly their skin is at a younger age and stuff like that. Nowadays, you know, and I'm sure people just look a lot younger. Usually, when you see someone like, I remember there's this one commercial that had this lady that's a grandma, and she was like 56, and it's just like, dang, you don't look 56. But anyways, people look a lot different, and hence why in Canada, they're upping the age, like from 65 for retirement to 67. You know, because a lot of people are, like I said, living longer than what it used to be, right? So because people are living a lot longer now, they're like, oh, you know what, let's just up that retirement to 67. But hey, if you want to hold out, you know, 70 is the cream of the crop still. Yeah, no. But, you know, a lot of people do work nowadays past the 65 age and stuff like that. Okay, so sorry if I confused you there, but yeah, right? Any of us have gone through a domestic violence and stuff like that, and, you know, abusive relationship, you know. Um, we all know exactly, like I said, about that gaslighting, you know, trying to put blame elsewhere and stuff like that. I would have to have been born stupid, though, you know, when it comes to that stuff. People don't get by that crap on me. You know, it's like someone can sit there and keep saying, I hate you. Like that's what he did, right? I hate you. I hate you. I hate you. Oh, okay. You know, you going to smile today? You know, you can keep saying you hate me all you want. It's having like literally no impact on me. I would just sit there and just stare at him saying that, you know. And when he would leave, when I did move out and he'd have to drop me off the spousal money, each time I just say, you have a good day, happy pants. You take care. So I still live with this smile on my face that knows that he's a miserable, you know, POS type of thing. And here I am happily married, you know, and I'm just like, enjoy your life, miserable mother, you know. But for the impact that he did on our son, um, that's no forgiveness. You don't purposely um, cause children any sort of mental, you know, health issues or mental issues and stuff like that because of your own selfishness and hatred towards somebody. It's just wrong to me. Anyways, you guys, well, I could probably just go chop off that last hour of talking, eh? But anyways, as for Audrii Cunningham, again, we're going to be doing a live tonight. Of course, Aspen will be on, and I don't believe she's found, Darren. There's no way that they're going to do a press conference. There's just no way they're going to do a press conference giving us information that they're looking for footage and looking for this, knowing that they found her. That's not how they work. That's not how they do things. Simply put, they haven't found her yet. But hey, if you want to believe that they did, okay, that you can. But anyways, so prayers to Audrey Cunningham and her family and friends and loved ones that are obviously in such deep pain and stuff like that. And thank you guys for watching the live and joining. So we will see you tonight for those people that want to come watch the live. Okay, guys? Okay, I'm saying goodbye and nobody's even typing in chat. Come on now. There's 30 of you in here. A couple of you guys can say at least goodbye. Goodbye, Sonny. Have a good day, Sonny. You're amazing, Sonny. You're so awesome, Sonny. Stuff like that, don't hold back. I'm willing to risk being abused with, kindness. Oh, like sub. Oh, then Mark puts like sub share. Yeah. Thank you, Darren. Thank you, Darren. Anyways, you guys, take care. God bless. And prayers for Audrey. And hopefully she is found or recovered very soon. All right. Bye, Darren. Sharon doesn't even say goodbye to me. She says, bye, Darren. All right. Love you guys. Take care. Have a good one. And we'll see you in a few hours.
I'm not